Good morning. My name is Amy Herrig, and I serve as our admissions coordinator with adults here at Eastern Iowa Community Colleges. I'll let my colleague introduce herself as well.
Hi, my name is Erica Ewer, and I'm what's called an intermediary. And so I help build the connection between business and industry and middle and high school students for work-based learning opportunities.
So we have a guest speaker this morning. Katherine Nelson is a recruiter with Dohrn. Katherine started as an HR assistant and has been promoted and currently working as a recruiter. So we're happy that she's going to share some information with us this morning and join us. Got a short video, and then we're going to have some questions and answers that will help to share a little bit of information about her role at Dohrn. So.
Hi, my name is Katherine. I'm the recruiter at Dohrn Transfer. I'm really excited to talk to you today about our career opportunities. With 21 terminals in 7 different states, we are able to move essential freight across the Midwest. Dohrn started out as a family-owned business, and we still have the president, Gary Dohrn, and the vice president, Marcia Dohrn, working at our Rock Island location today. These are some of the faces that make up Dohrn. We not only have drivers and dock workers, but we also have supporting departments like IT, finance, and HR. To the bottom right, you will see an employee that went through the dock to driver program. Due to the fast-paced environment and background noise on the dock, we included a few photos. You will see in the middle, our trailers are backed up to the dock waiting to be loaded. On the bottom left, you will see one empty trailer and one that was just loaded. We have 89 doors at our Rock Island location, and we service 2 to 3 million pounds of freight each day. The position I am most excited to talk to you about is our dock worker position. A typical day in this role would be loading and unloading trailers with a forklift. Our dock worker starts out at $18 an hour, which equals to $720 a week or $2,880 a month. To become a dock worker, you must be at least 18 years old, you must be able to pass a drug screen and physical, and the best part is no experience is needed. When you become a dock worker, there are various advancement opportunities. For example, Umberto started out as a dock worker and worked his way up to become an employee coordinator. Ryan started out as a dock worker and worked his way up to become the terminal manager at our Rock Island location. If you do decide to join our team, he would be your boss at that location. We also have our driver advancement program. You can start out as a dock worker, work your way up to become a non-CDL driver, Class B driver, all the way up to our Class A driver. As you advance, so will your wage, with our Class A drivers making $23.80 an hour. For this program, there is absolutely no tuition costs involved. As you see, our trucks at the bottom from right to left, our Sprinter van, our non-CDL straight truck, our Class B straight truck, and our Class A tractor. To be a non-CDL driver, you do need to be at least 21 years old, and that is also true for our Class B drivers. Our Class A drivers do need to be 23 years old. All drivers must pass a drug screen and physical. We also have mechanics, so trailer, forklift, and diesel mechanics. Even though our mechanics do require training, this is another career opportunity that we have. Entry-level positions are also available: customer service representative, billing clerk, and office clerk. At Dohrn, we do have company benefits, medical insurance. We also have free life insurance at no cost to you, 401k, vacation time, and paid holidays. Thank you for taking the time to learn about Dohrn Transfer. If you are interested in joining our team, please visit www.dohrn.com.
Excellent. So thank you for showing the video. That's really a nice glimpse into Dohrn Trucking. I can tell you that in my previous role, I did have an opportunity to tour the facility. I worked with our transportation program in the past, and so I have been over to Dohrn, and it's a great facility, and it looks like lots of great options. So Katherine, just to get started, can you tell us a little bit about your current role? I know that you said you're a recruiter. I'm just curious if you recruit for all those different positions that we just saw in the video, and kind of your background and how you got started and ended up with Dohrn.
Yeah, absolutely. Hi there. Like she said, I'm Katherine Nelson. I'm the recruiter at the corporate office in Rock Island. So that would probably be the closest option, but we also have Rock Falls, Illinois. So I don't know, I think Clinton is pretty close to Rock Falls. So that could be another option for students. But yeah, I did attend college at Western, and I had my degree in business, but then HR was my major. So after that, I was an HR assistant at Dohrn once I graduated. And then I was able to advance to become the recruiter, which is the role I'm in now. I do recruit for all 21 of our locations. So we have those in 7 different states. So yeah, the dock worker position, I am, posting those ads. I'm engaging with candidates. We also have Umberto Diaz, who was in the video. He is pretty hands-on with the Rock Island interviewing process and the hiring process. So if you did get an interview after you apply, he would be the one that would be interviewing you. So yeah, I love working in Rock Island there at the corporate office. There are a lot of great departments, a lot of great employees, and we do have that like overall team feel to the environment. Like everybody helps each other out. Everybody is super engaging and nice to everyone. So yeah, no worries as a student's perspective coming into a new work environment and trying to join the team. Everyone will be there, happy to help out and guide them along the way.
Perfect. So I saw that the starting wage for a dock worker with no experience is $18 an hour. That is fantastic. That's an excellent wage. I would think would be very enticing for a lot of individuals. Do you guys have an application process? Is applying online? Do you train? Do you require like a high school diploma? Like how does that work with starting out at a dock worker position?
Yeah, we do. So after high school, once you graduate and you're 18, feel free to apply. You don't need experience, although, some type of background as like, hardworking, positive attitude. And if you don't have any experience, that's okay. But those are just some pluses. Like we know you can handle some of the physical sides of the job, but no experience needed. We can certainly train you. You'll have a full week of training. We'll certify you on a forklift because that will be primarily your biggest job requirement as you go along, is able to operate a forklift. So forklift, pallet jack, and a dolly. Those will be the 3 main pieces of equipment that you'll utilize while you're working there. Yeah.
Perfect.
And it is online. So at Dohrn.com, feel free to apply by clicking on About Us and then join our team. And you can select any of our locations on the map, and then you'll scroll down and you'll see all of our openings. Dock worker full-time and part-time is available. So maybe if you're only wanting part-time, that's certainly okay. But if you want full-time, we do have both.
That was my next question, as far as, are there different shifts as far as day and evening shifts, or are you do work around the clock 24 hours? How would a shift or a different time frame work?
So we do only have 2nd and 3rd shift, but there are multiple start times between there. So it's kind of like there's some in between 2nd and 3rd shift. And then so like, I think the earliest start time you would probably have is like 3 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 a.m., midnight. We have a like 5 p.m., 6 p.m. We have some 2 p.m. start times as well. We don't have any dock worker positions that would be first shift unless, as you advance with us and you became, let's say you became a driver for us, those are the first shift start times, because that is when our customers are open, is like between 7 and 8 a.m. So that's when you would start typically as a driver if you were to advance.
So I know in the video, there were 2 gentlemen that started off as dock workers, and we got to see their advancement. As far as advancing or moving up within the company, does that then have education requirements with different positions?
So no, both of them did not attend college. They were able to work their way up, and because they were able to work their way up, they had, great attitude, willing to learn, show, on time every day, great attendance, because those are the things we look for even in an entry-level position. Because as if either one of those employees were to have a bad attitude or did not show up, they wouldn't be promoted like they were. So please pay attention. Entry-level positions are very important, and they can determine your future path in your career for sure.
Sure. So I'm just thinking about Eastern Iowa Community College as a whole, and how you spoke about the different operations and possibilities, like with you being a recruiter in HR. I know that you said there's clerk positions. We also have an administrative office professional program.
Oh, great.
That could be an option. We have a CDL program that we could send drivers for truck driving to you, general classes like business. So a lot of really great options that there could be different positions that they could fill within the Dohrn company as well. So
absolutely. And that's one of the benefits of our Rock Island location, is because we have our corporate office and our largest terminal, which is our Rock Island terminal, right next to each other. So lots of advancement opportunities. So if you continue to check in with us on our website, we may not have something you're interested in, but then the following week we could. So please just keep us in mind and keep checking in with us. And you can even subscribe to opportunities too. So like filtering, and then when the position becomes available, you'll get an email alert letting you know you can apply for you're interested in.
Nice. I can't leave out our diesel techs. We also do diesel technicians. So I can't forget those guys that work on the trucks and keep them running. So we have that program as well. So it's pretty fantastic. Yes.
Yeah, we love engaging with all the students you have to offer for sure.
Yes. What would you say some challenges you are finding as an organization are? And obviously, Katherine, with you being a recruiter, we talk about people today, unfortunately, with their phones or social media or things like that nature. Like, are you finding specific challenges as far as getting people? Because like I said, I feel like that entry-level dock worker position and that wage is very, very enticing for many people. That's an excellent wage to start at.
Yeah, so both sides. So I can tackle the dock worker side. One of the challenges there would be the weather elements, because we do have an open dock. So if it's cold outside, it'll be cold on the dock. If it's hot outside, it'll be hot on the dock. I mean, don't let that discourage anybody. We have dock workers that have been there for 20 plus years. So they're very experienced, and they know how to dress for the weather, and tours. And now that we have our office completely renovated, I don't believe we've had anybody since then, but I'm pretty sure we're in a good spot where we could potentially do tours again. And as far as out on the dock, whenever anybody gets an interview with us, we take them on a tour of the dock just so they can immediately know what type of environment it is. It is a little bit fast paced during certain shifts. And of course, the weather element, they'll see how they're going to be comfortable. We want to make sure that they are comfortable in that. So yeah, and then on the training side, I did mention the dock to driver program. So once you are a dock worker and you're 18, you can be a dock worker till you're 21, and then that is the age requirement to become a non-CDL driver. And then you can be a non-CDL driver, work your way up to be a Class B driver, and then eventually your Class A driver. If you're wanting to go that path, you do have to be 23 to be a Class A driver. But once you come on board with us as a doc, we will train you to get your Class B and your Class A CDL. So as long as you're interested every step of the way, we'll be there for sure to guide you.
How about if I am an employee at Dohrn, does the company have tuition reimbursement or anything like that as far as education or training out there that you're aware of?
We do not currently offer tuition reimbursement, but in some cases, like for our dock to driver program, you're eliminating all those tuition costs if you are sticking with us in that route, but you will have to pay on your own to get your endorsements. So your hazmat and tanker endorsements, you would have to pay.
Sure. So how about, obviously with the forklift, that's going to be a benefit because that would be, I know that we have done some in the past, the forklift training, but that's something that they would get if they get hired, that you would obviously, that's their first week of training on the job, correct?
Yep, they will get their certification on a forklift and learn our whole process on how we move our freight around our terminal.
How about any kind of internship opportunities?
We do have internship opportunities. Those are more for like junior and senior level. So if they were interested, they could definitely apply. Those are our operations internships, and you're pretty much learning all of our dock operations, and you're job shadowing an operations supervisor for usually our second shift.
Anything else you could think of that would be beneficial for our potential students? And Erica can certainly chime in too. She, with her being the intermediary, she would be able to set those, internship opportunities and whatnot up. But there's anything else you can share as far as things you would like potential workers at whatever level to know? I can just chime in and say, I know that, like I said, Dohrn's very family oriented company and very welcoming. Like I said, I agree with you with the team player environment. That was very evident when I came on the terminal. So
yes, absolutely. And just to stress again, our advancement opportunities, because if you do come on with us as a dock worker, there are those advancement opportunities there, and we're investing just as much in you as you're investing in us. And we want to set you up for success. We don't want you to, fail or get discouraged because we have a mutual interest. We want you to succeed, and we want to succeed as a company.
So I do have a question. I have 2 teenage daughters. And so when doing different career fairs like this, I like to think about what they might be interested in or what their peers might be interested in or have questions for. So both my daughters are actually rather introverted. So what kind of characteristics would you say would work best in this kind of field?
I wouldn't say being an introvert would count against anybody. Like I said, we want everybody to feel comfortable. So as long as they have a good attitude, willing to learn, comfortable taking on new challenges, they're dependable, reliable. I mean, that goes a long way. So yeah, I think all of those make a great candidate, all of those.
Is there much customer service involved with like the dock working position or even the truck driving?
So definitely for the drivers, I mean, they're meeting with our customers every day, multiple times a day. Our dock workers don't typically engage with a lot of our customers, but drivers from other transportation companies that are dropping off and they have an experience with the dock worker, we want that to be a good experience, because if they go back to their company and they say, oh, our dock worker was mean or rude or just didn't do his job, and then that driver didn't get out on time and was delaying things. So the full picture is every single one of our employees can count towards customer service in some way, for sure.
So
I'm so sorry. So You have, I believe I heard you say you have 2 different shifts that primarily
Yes.
have. And just for those students who may not know what that means, do you mind going through like what those hours look like? Who would be best suited to work on either one? Like, I know that I'm a morning person, so I would definitely be better suited for a first shift job.
Sure. So our dock worker positions usually are second and third shift. So a 2 p.m. start time, 3 p.m. start time. And then our third shift would be like midnight, 1 a.m., 2 a.m., I think as late as 3 a.m. in the morning, but we don't have any first shift positions available unless you were part-time. So our dock worker positions that are part-time could be like a 5 p.m. to 10, or sorry, 5 a.m. to 10 a.m. shift. And our full-time positions usually are about 8 to 10 hour shifts. So once you do hit your 40 hours, there is overtime involved. So if it does switch to, maybe a 50-hour work week, then you would see that overtime.
So I had a question just as far as students are usually curious to know about work schedule. How about weekends?
No, we do not require you to work weekends. It is voluntary though, and if you did want that, but we won't force overtime on weekends on anyone. And our drivers do not work weekends unless they're line haul, because they start at night and it runs into a little bit on Saturday. But yeah, no, we wouldn't force anybody to work overtime unless they happen to have a Tuesday through Saturday schedule, and that would be worked out, of course, during the interview.
Sure. So how about, I'm guessing casual attire, are like steel toes required on the dock?
Yes.
Or no? Okay.
We do require steel toe. We are pretty laid back, so you can wear like jeans, sweatshirts, t-shirts. We just ask that it's not our competitors' logos or anything like that, or inappropriate stuff.
So again, I have teenagers. What about the phones? What is the policy about having phones on the job?
We do like you to limit that to break times. And like our full-time employees, they'll receive a 30-minute lunch break and then 2 10-minute breaks. Just to tie into that, because they're operating a forklift in a fast-paced environment. Of course, our drivers, we would never want them to use a phone while they're driving, but it would be very dangerous for somebody to have a phone on a forklift running into like hazmat freight, and yeah, that would be terrible.
Anything else you could think of that would be beneficial? I know we talk, or you hear the buzzword soft skills, and Erica mentioned a little bit obviously about customer service. But obviously you're looking for, I'm guessing, team players, hard workers, people that are going to show up every day. Can you think of other characteristics that would be really good in any of these roles within the facility?
Yeah, I mean, another opportunity, a good characteristic would be if somebody knew other people they could bring on with us, because we do have like if you're an employee, we have a driver referral bonus. So if they were to refer another driver to us, we would get the employee would get $500 for referring that employee. But for this quarter is actually $1,500 for referring an employee driver. So we have different things and techniques that we try and do to engage people. And that is one that's mutually beneficial to the employee, but it's also beneficial to the person coming on, because they would get $500. The person coming on would get $500 and the employee themselves would get that $1,500. So
that's
definitely,
fantastic.
yeah. And that's always, so no matter what, the person would, at least the employee would at least receive the 500 if it changed for quarter 3. But yeah, so I mean, connections, if you know people, that's great, but that's not, all we look for is for you to know a bunch of people to bring on. And if you don't know anybody, that's totally fine. But we do love to get new drivers on, and if an employee can help with that, then that's always great in the process.
We always say whatever line of work, networking is huge. That's so important. So I'm guessing you touched on a little bit, but just so people are aware that we can share, the elements is going to be huge as far as pros and cons. Cold weather, hot weather, you are out on the dock, you are dealing with the elements, correct?
Yep. Depending on what shift you're on, as if you don't have any experience coming on, we're not going to throw you on our busiest shift and make you do all these crazy things. We're definitely going to ease you into it. We'll probably have you start on a shift where we're not having, 50 trailers to unload or, some crazy requirement. We're definitely going to take our time with you and train you and make sure you're comfortable every step of the way. And we will check in with you, like not only your operations supervisor and like your terminal manager, but like HR also takes the time to check in with you and make sure you're comfortable. And that line of communication with HR and myself as the recruiter, I have people contact me all the time, will just ask me random questions or advice or anything. We love to stay in touch with all of our employees and help in any way that we can. Feel free to reach out as an employee anywhere you are to HR and they'll help.
So this might be a little off topic, but I work with a lot of different adults and I'm just curious with you being a recruiter, do you know if you guys have policies or would hire someone that had previous past experience as far as like a criminal record or things of that nature?
So it is definitely case by case as far as misdemeanors and felonies go, but just because you have a felony, we're not going to count you out automatically. We encourage you to be upfront and honest about it. After the interview process, you'll get something called a background questionnaire form where it will specifically ask you to list your felony charge, the date, and any explanation that you want along with it. So we take all of that into consideration. It's not just this came back on your background and it's just, you're not going to be hired. We'll take into account your explanation as to what the circumstance was.
Sure. Good to know. Thank you.
Yeah. But another piece is the drug screen and physical. I know things have changed where it's like legalized in some cases. With us as a DOT, regulated company, we do require you to be able to pass a drug screen and physical at the start, and then any randoms you may have along the way. So just a little FYI that I know it's legalized in some cases, but for us as a company, we can't allow that because of the safety side of things as a driver and operating a forklift.
Sure. So you must be quite busy if you are working recruiter for 7 states.
Yes. Well, it's a lot of openings and things to manage, but the terminal managers certainly help as well. Like they'll review candidates also when they can, and I'll review candidates, do a phone screen, and then set them up for the face-to-face with the terminal manager. And then I'll help with like the paperwork along the way. But yeah, it's definitely busy, fast-paced, always new challenges, but I love engaging with candidates. And, it's crazy how you can be connected over the phone, even if you're not seeing them in person, and they'll kind of just have the best answers for things, or they'll just let you into who they are as a person. And it's really nice to connect with people every day.
Sure. So is there opportunities with being in 7 different states, if I'm currently at the Illinois or Rock Island facility, that I could possibly transfer to another location?
Yeah, absolutely. We have people that transfer, ideally you wouldn't start with us and then need to transfer right away. But if you, let's say maybe around the 6-month mark, you decide you're going to be moving to Indianapolis and we have a terminal there and we have an opening there, that is, you already have an edge up over everybody else, and you can just usually seamlessly transition over there. And same thing for if you come on as part-time and you change your mind in 6 months that you want to be full-time, there's no issue with, either way, becoming full-time, dropping to part-time, or part-time to full-time. We have that instance a lot, and there's no issue there.
I'm guessing that you already are, Katherine, but we'll have to make sure that you're connected with Wayne Cole, our career placement gentleman at our Belmont campus.
Yep, I know him.
I was going to say, I'm guessing you know Wayne, but I know that, with our college listing, I'm guessing that he's got you connected so that our students are able to see your Dohrn openings and listings on our
yes.
site.
Yes. I know. Are you guys Stock Valley in Rock Falls or no?
We're Eastern Iowa.
Eastern Iowa. Okay. Okay.
Yep,
So
Quad
we
Cities,
okay, perfect. Yep. We have a lot of we engage with like Blackhawk and I'm blanking now with Tom Monroe. They're out at the new
That's us.
facility. The
That's
new
us. We're
facility.
Scott. Yep, Scott
Okay.
Community College. Yep.
Yeah.
Tom's
Tom
our
Monroe.
facilitator. Yep.
Yep. He's great. We love speaking to the students. We were just there. We've been there twice already since you guys kind of allowed people to come back, and yeah, it's great.
Anything else you can think of that would be important to share? We appreciate all the info today. This is really helpful. But
Yeah, no, just please don't hesitate to reach out to myself. You can just call Dohrn and ask to speak with Katherine Nelson if you have any questions at all. I'll be happy to go over anything with you. If you want to apply online, then give me a call and let me know that you've heard about us and you're just a student trying to get your foot in the door and get started. Then that would be great. I would love to connect and answer any other questions that the students might have and stay in touch along the way.
sounds great. Thank you so much for your time this morning, Katherine.
Thank
we
you.
appreciate it. Yeah, thank you so much. Have a great day.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Thank you.